Okay, so I want to answer some of the questions. First of all, I want to answer some of the questions that I had when I first started this game. Started the game with a Sidewinder in a random galaxy, and what is all this game about? It's mostly about exploring the universe and interacting with other people, NPCs, and improving your ship to look better, buying better ships. So talking about that, to buy better ships, you need a lot of money. To make money, there are different professions. You can be either a trader, a smuggler, a pirate, a bounty hunter, and a miner. So when you start the game as a little sidewinder, you're not going to be able to trade much, and pirating, you're not going to be able to take on that much bigger ships, and they will not have a lot of cargo to steal and sell. So that's not going to be very useful. You can do that for fun. That's not too useful. Bounty hunter, same thing. You're not going to be making all that much money. You'll just have to repair all the time. Sometimes you'll die. And mining, mining is very slow. Oh, there's exploring also. I forgot to say exploring. So to put it bluntly, when you start at the beginning, the best way to make money is to be a smuggler, trading slaves, explosives, and anything, or narcotics, anything else that pays well and is illegal to be traded in the systems that you're trading in. Well, you're not trading, you're smuggling. So you don't have to have a lot of cargo space. By moving 4 or 5 slaves, you can get 100,000 credits. That way, within an hour or 2 hours, at the 3 hours at the most, if you're having really bad luck with your missions, you can get a Cobra. Cobra has a lot more cargo space, and then you just keep doing the same thing. Keep grinding that smuggling. You'll have plenty of smuggling. Just pick up all the big smuggling missions and go through your star systems one by one. You'll be making a couple 100,000 an hour at least. Later on, well, exploring does not scale much at all in making the money. At first, you can probably exploring. You're not going to be able to count how much you make an hour. I would say in the beginning, while you don't have good gear, you could make somewhat of 10,000 an hour, maybe 20. When you get really good gear, at the maximum like 40, 50,000 an hour. But it's really hard to gauge because you're just basically flying around somewhere in one place, and you're not gonna know how much you're gonna make until 3 days later you fly to the other side of the galaxy and sell all your stuff. I've only made a couple 100,000 with that. Although to be fair, I didn't spend much time doing that on purpose, but I did go to a lot of systems while trading. So exploring is not a good way to make money, but it's a good way to see the stars, to travel, to see maybe you'll find a star system that you really like. To maybe you want to see a star system that you've seen in the sky and you want to see what it looks like, because the scales here are pretty good. They seem to be accurate for the most part. Mining is very slow, very well, it's completely different pace from anything else. Sitting there, you need to load out with a collector limpets and the best possible refinery. You can make somewhat of a 100,000 to maximum 300,000 an hour at the most. It is a slow process, but at the same time, you're just hanging out there, find a place that doesn't have a lot of pirates, just hanging out there, chilling and shooting at your asteroids. Nobody will be attacking in the middle of an asteroid belt, most likely, and you just have to worry about that on your way back. Which did happen to me, that somebody attacked me while I was carrying a couple 100,000 of materials in the cargo, but I escaped. The best overall ship, well, there are two kind of best overall ships. First one is Cobra. Save for that as soon as you can, get it. It's a multi-purpose ship that is good for everything. It has just, yeah, it's probably the fastest one in real space. It's really fast in real space. It has pretty good jump. For the price, it has really good cargo. You can fit it out, 60 cargo slots. So really good cargo, pretty decent weapons. My Cobra was pimped out. I got everything on it. It was maxed out before I moved on to ASP. So my Cobra cost about as much as ASP cost when I bought it. So buy Cobra for $350. I had about 7 million in it. I think about upgrading and buying new ships. If you have just enough for the ship itself, it is too early for you to upgrade. I would say you need at least half the price of the ship for outfitting. I would even go as far as saying you need double the price to outfit. Because without outfitting, ships are going to be quite defenseless, slow, no space for cargo. It's just going to be useless. You're going to be a lot better off with a cheaper ship. And on that note, ships don't really scale well with price. They get better at one thing, which is combat. Everything else, it doesn't really change much. Exploring, you'll do the same good exploring with that cheap explorer ship for a couple 100,000 as you will do with anything else. Mining, once you get midway to the ASP, that's pretty much as good as you'll do in mining, and it's not going to be that good anyways. All you need the big ship is to get a bigger refinery, but that's not going to add too much profit for you. Then what will scale is bounty hunting and pirating. Once you have a lot of money to buy the expensive ships, other than participating in faction wars, you can do those things because they're gonna be the most impacted professions by your richness. And what else? Smuggling. So going back to the Cobra. Cobra is a perfect ship for smuggling. It can smuggle 60 odd items, so that means you can pick up a lot of stuff. I was making about 400,000 in a Cobra per hour. That's what Cobra costs stock. So I was making per hour what it cost every hour that I was playing. And then at that point, you could already start considering trading. But remember that trading, you also need to have money to buy the goods. And then if you get shot with the goods, you lose all the money spent on them and the ship. So that's a big risk. You need to have some money for the rainy day. The next ship to upgrade to is ASP, which is what I have right here. That is by far the best trading ship. It is weird how that is a fact. The reason that it's the best ship because fully outfitted the way I have mine, it still has jump range of 18 light years. That means that I can do my little trading missions in one jump most of the time. Okay, I was checking out that. So let's refresh this for my ship. I have Jimmy say jump distance 18. And this is what I've been doing. So I can make 3,500 credits and per item in one jump. Times 96. Profit. Times 96. So I'm making 336 per jump. I was actually making more than that, but well, so I was making 360. So it went a little bit down, and it's less than 12 minutes, about 10, 11, but just I put down 12. So profit per minute is 28,000. It's going to take me about 30 times to pay for the ship. That I'm including everything that I put in it. So ship's price is 10 million. And that is 6 hours to pay for itself. As you can see, the other ones, as in Clipper, Type 7, Type 9, they have more cargo space. They take more time to travel because they have to jump several times. And it takes longer to park them, so you see the difference. Profit per minute is a little bit higher here, a little bit higher. Type 9 is much higher, but Type 9 costs 73 million. So where Type 7 is as profitable as ASP, also going to take 30 jumps to pay for itself. Well, I'm a business major, so I'm actually not counting just for that. I try to take every measure into account. So this is what it's going to take to pay for itself. ASP, 6 hours of pure jumping, nothing else. Clipper, almost 11 hours. Type 7, almost 8 hours. Type 9 is going to take 22 hours to pay for itself. Is it really worth doing that? Like 22 hours to pay for it. So that's, I mean, profit per minute is higher, so if you play it for a long time, it's worth getting it. The Clipper is not really worth upgrading to as for trader because profit per minute is barely higher. What, by 4,000? About 10% higher profit per minute, but it's going to take 100% longer to pay for itself. So by the time you pay for itself, you can just skip it and go to Type 7 from ASP. So there's no point to get it. Type 9 is a rich man's ship. It is not sensible, but once you have enough money, once you played long enough, you can upgrade to type 9. And you see, instead of 28,000, which I'm making right now, you'll be making 55,000 per minute, which seems like it's awesome. Twice as much, twice as fast, but it costs you 73 million. So it's going to take you a little while until you get your money back for it. Okay, so that is that. I think ASP is the best trading ship in the game, and I don't know. I might keep it for a while and get ships like save a couple 100,000 for Anaconda, and then only then think about upgrading my trader. But we'll see about that. I might get a little sick of it. Okay, so as I said, trading is, I think, the best ship for any kind of ship. This is a good website to use, edshipyard.com. You can outfit your ship the way you like. You're gonna see how much it's gonna cost. If you're planning to buy a ship, you can put in different stuff that you know you will need before it's useful, so you can calculate how much money you need to save before actually buying a ship. So don't buy a ship only if you can only afford its price. So right here, ASP is 6 million, but to have it the way I think it's awesome, you need to have 18 million in it. Then a couple more websites are for traders. That's rogi.co.uk/elite-dangerous/trade-helper/. And this one's okay. I was working with this in the beginning and it works okay. Both these work similarly. I like the design better of this other one, eddb.io/trade/loops. I like the design better, and it looks so. This one has more links to different stuff. This one has less links, but I like the design better, and I think it's a little bit better. Like everything you see one day. Oh shit! This is 42 days. Okay, so a lot of things are fresh. That means less than 1 day means somebody updated less than 1 day ago, so somebody knows how much this stuff is actually costing in those ports. And you can go to systems and look up every price for everything in any system. Some stuff might be a little outdated. And this one you cannot do that. You can just find routes in this one in Trade Helper. So again, I urge you to be traders if you want to make money. Obviously combat is fun, but combat ships need money. You're not going to be making as much money with combat as you will with trading until you get into billionaire